What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my husband Dan.
Hi guys.
So a lot of you guys requested that I film a pregnancy Q&A slash mukbang type thing with my weird pregnancy cravings, which I don't have any weird cravings yet, but out of everything that I've craved,
nothing crazy.
No. Out of everything that I've craved McDonald's the most. So this is the only thing I can think of. And then dessert-wise, I've craved something called Mr. Puffs, which if you're from Montreal, you'll know this. It's basically like donut holes mixed with like a croissant.
Yeah, it's like fried dough balls and you can put like a ton of different toppings on top.
Yeah. So that is what we got today. We're gonna answer some of your questions and let's just get right on into it because I'm freaking hungry and I really want you to fry. I was sneaking them before.
I don't know like the protocol on this kind of thing. Do I show what I got?
Yeah. So Dan got a Big Mac.
There's my first sandwich.
I got fries, I got chicken nuggets with...
Trying to not get the lettuce everywhere.
Oh my god, Big Macs are so good. Sweet and sour sauce, my go-to. I always get sweet and sour. And then I just got like a basic small cheeseburger, which I'll eat after. Really felt like having chicken. Oh, and then as for drinks, I got a Sprite because I can't have any other type of soda because caffeine.
McDonald's recently changed all their burger patties.
In Canada?
Oh
yeah, guys, look at that. Oh, you should show your burger up close with this and then look at the back. Oh, it's dripping.
It's like more, it's going all over me. There's
look
sauce dripping everywhere.
Oh, that looks so good. Dan is my favorite eater. Is that even a thing?
It's just so messy, holy crap.
There's a lot of sauce in that.
Okay, so what questions are we doing?
I want to eat a little bit first because I'm so hungry. Oh, they kind of got cold.
Wow, this thing is like just a complete freaking mess.
I can't believe how fast you're eating that.
This would probably be good with the fries. Like, oh shit. Like the lettuce with the sauce.
You can get Big Mac sauce. You can buy it at the grocery store.
This thing's so good.
You and your brother amaze me with how you eat. You're like bottomless pits and your mouths just open so big.
I take big bites.
A really popular question, what are my weird pregnancy cravings? And like I said earlier, I haven't had anything weird yet, like pickles and peanut butter and stuff. Like I don't have anything weird like that. The only thing is I've craved cheese, and
cheese is the main one, I'd say.
Not anymore really, but the first trimester all I wanted to eat was cheese. The second trimester, carbs, honestly, like bagels, bread.
Bagel cream cheese a lot.
Yeah, I really like bagel and cream cheese. It's like, but I've always liked that. Like that hasn't changed really.
I have two like side burgers left, but these take me like
You ate that Big Mac so fast.
These take me like 3 bites, so I'm gonna be done really soon.
Jeez. Okay. Another really popular question that you guys are asking is, since we do live in Montreal, which is in Quebec, are we gonna be raising our kid bilingual? Are we gonna send them to French school? Like, what's the sitch with that? What did we do, and what do we want to do with our child? So Dan can take that away.
Yeah, I think learning more than one language from a super early age is great. They say that you soak up a lot of information when it comes to language when you're really young. So kids who grow up from the get-go learning more than one language, I think is great. The only thing here in Quebec that we probably won't do is if you go to French high school, this is kind of the law right now, then your kids have to go to French elementary and French high school. So like if you do French high school, it kind of locks in your family to doing the French system forever. So for us, we'll probably do like primary school in French, and then high school do more of like an English immersion program. But we want to like just from the get-go include French as like part of our day-to-day activities. Just
even when we're speaking to our baby and he doesn't talk yet.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of like try to be bilingual at home, just because I think it's a really important way for kids to learn. So I went to French primary school myself, but then not French high school. I did 1 semester at a French university as well. And I don't know, I thought it was great. I learned so much French. Like I learned more French in primary school than all of high school. Like my grade 5 and grade 6, which for us is the end of primary school, I learned more in those 2 years than anything I learned in high school when it came to French.
When Dan says English high school, it doesn't mean strictly English. You also have French classes in high school.
For me, I only had one French class. It was French. And then I chose to take history and geography in French. But a lot of people don't do that. Like you did them in English.
Well, yeah, because I went to an immersion of 50-50 primary school. In reality, it was all English, one French class.
It was like 80-20 or 85-15.
Yeah, they say it's 50-50. It's not. And I never spoke French outside of school. So all of my learning in French, like, yeah, I can read and I can write in French perfectly. Conversing, I don't know the slang very well. And I get a little, like, overwhelmed because, like, although I can understand what you're saying, I'll, like, forget words because I never spoke French ever, other than, like, my oral presentations.
Start on my junior chicken. I think junior chicken is, I don't know if it's Canada exclusive, but I've gone to other places in the world to McDonald's and they don't have a junior chicken.
Oh, really?
It's basically, so if you don't know what it is, it's a very small McChicken. So you can see it's like very tiny, but it's on the dollar menu. So like tax in, it's like $1.30 Canadian.
Wow.
So it's really cheap and it's like a good side because the big McChicken is too big, like as a side. This is perfect because it's tiny and it comes with like lettuce and their little like chicken mayo sauce.
Oh, Dan, you should start a mukbang channel. I would watch you eat. That's like kind of a weird thing to say, but I feel like you'd be good at it.
Yeah, I already ate half of it. Like I said.
How do you... I feel like I'm a fast eater and I'm nothing compared to Dan.
The small like side sandwiches take me 3 bites, 4 bites.
This is not a very sexy thing that we're doing, but they want to know about intimacy during pregnancy. What's it like? I know a lot of you guys that are, you know, eventually wanting to be pregnant and have kids sometime in your life want to know about that kind of thing. I think it's different woman to woman. For myself, during the first trimester, I was nauseous like 24/7. Like for, I think like 5 weeks or 6 weeks straight, I was always nauseous. So like picture yourself wanting to get intimate when you're feeling nauseous.
Like motion sickness, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the last thing you want to do. So it was kind of hard during the first trimester because I honestly wanted to vomit. And it had nothing to do with not being attracted to Dan. I was just like not feeling good. As soon as I started feeling better, second trimester, everything was good to go. We got the clear from our doctor that there's nothing to worry about. There is this thing called a mucus plug. Talking about mucus as we're eating, this is great.
Attractive.
Yeah, that forms when you're pregnant, so the baby is not gonna be poked.
I know, it's kind of gross. And like, I would say that was our main concern, especially me, was like, I know it's normal and people do it all the time, but I didn't want to do something wrong and injure the baby or injure her, right?
There's different positions you can do too that are...
It's also hard because when you're pregnant, the more you get pregnant, the bigger you get, the more like your stomach muscles stretch and you can't do stuff.
Oh my god, this is getting too...
No, I'm just saying like in general. So it makes it a bit more complicated, but we talked to our doctor and he said, listen, like
it's fine.
Anything normal is totally okay. You're not going to do any harm.
I don't know why this makes me uncomfortable. Probably because I know my freaking parents watch this. Hi, Mom and Dad.
It's totally normal for like your sex life to go down during pregnancy. And it's not a bad thing if it does. It's not a bad thing if it doesn't. It's just... It's a specific time of your life. It's only 9 months. It's
only during certain parts of pregnancy, because there are other times where like it gets more enhanced because of the hormones. So, anyways, a lot of people want to know what's it like to have a baby inside of you. Honestly, the only thing I feel so far are the flutters. I haven't felt the baby kick yet, so I don't really know. I feel like in the third trimester when he's really big and he's like kicking my ribs and I can't breathe, like I feel like I'll be able to talk about it better then.
So this is a McDouble. It's not focusing on the burger as much.
Here, I'll focus it.
A McDouble is just a double cheeseburger, but 1 slice of cheese in the middle instead of 1 on each patty. So the reason I get that is because it's on the dollar menu as well.
What was I saying?
Pickle.
Oh, I love pickles. If you want to know if we have a birth plan.
Give birth, I don't know.
Okay, he doesn't get it. So a birth plan essentially means, do you want a natural birth? Do you want epidural? Are you having a cesarean? Do you want people in the room? That whole thing. For myself, I talked about this a little bit in another pregnancy Q&A I did, which I'll link down below if you guys want to watch that. I talk about a lot of other things as well. It depends on my uterus. So I have something called a bicordial uterus, which means that it's just in a different shape, kind of like a heart.
Is this what you're supposed to do?
Honestly, that looks freaking bomb.
Is this how you're supposed to do it?
That looks really good. Now take a big bite.
Do more than half.
Dad, why do you have to... You shove the whole thing in your mouth. Anyways, I'll save some of my fries for you.
Am I supposed to nibble? We have dessert.
Yeah, but I want you to start before me. This is what I got, just a simple cheeseburger. It's so little. This is what I crave, honestly. These little cheeseburgers, because it's like nothing in it. You have like your...
It's like ketchup, mustard, and onion, I think.
And pickle.
And
I love
pickle.
onions, by the way, guys. Like, onions are one of my favorite food. Anyways, back to talking about my uterus. It's just in a different shape, so usually that can mean that I might not go to term and I might need to get a cesarean. So it really all depends. My mom had a cesarean for me and then had a natural birth for my sister. My mom also had a bicordial uterus. So it really depends. I'm not opposed to a cesarean. I always say, like, whatever is healthiest for the baby, whatever is going to be best. I'm not like going to force anything on anyone. But if I do have a natural birth, and like the fact that I'm pushing, I want the epidural. Just because I am a baby when it comes to pain. Like,
For me, like, I don't care, really.
I mean, as for who's in the room, my sister. And him.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me. I think the experience of, is that what it's called, natural? Because to me,
I don't know.
To me, I always thought natural birth meant like 0 drugs, 0 help.
Maybe
You're just like pushing it out.
I don't know.
But for me, natural means more like it's coming out naturally. So you could use an epidural, but it's coming out. Like a cesarean wouldn't be natural to me.
Right. Maybe a natural birth, no drugs.
Maybe,
like,
but regardless, I think the experience of the baby coming out would be really cool. But if it's better for her or better for the baby to be a cesarean, who cares? It doesn't make a difference, really.
If it was like an emergency and the baby needs to come out,
like whatever is going to make it smooth and for her and the baby to be healthy. You know?
Also, I love my OB. One of you girls actually recognized our OB. So hi. She was all excited.
She said that you recognized her by her voice in one of the videos, because we've never filmed her. Her voice was in the background in the heartbeat video. I
guess that can be... Are you scared of giving birth? No, I'm not, for some reason.
That was an easy question.
I don't know why. I used to be terrified of giving birth before I got pregnant. As soon as I got pregnant, my mentality changed tenfold. Actually, yeah, that's something people want to know is like, how's my mental health? I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's gotten a lot better in some areas, but then hormonally, like, you still have those hormone surges.
Right. So like, I'll cry easier if I watch something sad instead of just being like, oh, that's sad. Like, I'll actually cry. Do you want to go through and find something that you want to talk about while I eat my burger?
Some of these aren't pregnancy related.
Oh, actually a really popular one was, are we going to be filming our kid?
Oh yeah, that was a big one. We actually talked about that like a month or two ago.
Yeah, when we first found out we were pregnant.
I think we will organically. We just don't want to become one of those like vloggers or...
No hate.
Yeah, like,
no,
if this is what you choose to do, whatever. But we don't want to become one of those like vlogging families or people that film and like everything becomes about their baby. It's kind of like what we did when we got Boo, right?
We filmed a lot when we got Boo.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean is that's what we did when we got Boo. We were like, puppies first this, puppies first that, puppy got this puppy, like everything was puppy. But this is like a human life and we don't want to necessarily interfere with their life more than we have to, just in case when they grow up, they're going to really hate it, you know? It might make them resent certain things, or we don't know. Maybe they're going to resent that we didn't include them enough. Who knows? This is kind of what we want to do. Like,
family vlogging hasn't been around long enough to know the impact of social media on children.
Exactly.
Like, I know social media on children, that kind of thing, but them being subjected to it without their, like, right? So I don't know. It's not like we'll never show our child. It's going to be like hidden in a blanket, but it's also not going to be entirely about the child, if that makes sense. So we will decide to include certain things that we think are fine. Other things we probably wouldn't. Keep it more private. And then also, as they get older, if they choose to not be in the videos, then that's their decision, no matter what age.
So a lot of questions are, how many kids do you guys want? Yeah, I think we're pretty settled on 2.
I always say this. I don't at all judge other people for having a lot of kids. For myself, I see it as we're having 2 kids that are basically like replacing us. So once we go, they just like take our place in this world. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about like overpopulation wise?
Yeah, so like they essentially just like take our place when we go. I would be open, depending on finances, adopting a 3rd.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
I'm not saying it's set in stone. It's something I've wanted to do since I was a child. I've always wanted to adopt, so that is something that I'm open to, depending on if we have enough money to be able to do that. But yeah, it's really something I want to do.
So another like frequent one is if we're going to be filming us decorating the nursery. Probably. Whether that be in vlogs or in a main channel video, for sure. The stupidest pregnancy advice someone gave you makes me think of in The Office when Ryan's like, don't shake the baby.
Oh.
Some parents get frustrated. They want to shake it. Don't shake. And Pam's like, oh, I never heard that. Thanks, Ryan.
But I think that like they mean genuinely give us advice, not like a joke.
I don't think anyone's given us some advice that they actually thought was helpful that was completely terrible. I don't think so.
I actually haven't even received that much advice.
Not many people have given, which I think is good. I think in situations like this, when you get too many thoughts and opinions from people, it can be overwhelming and intimidating. So my suggestion would be like, if you've been pregnant and someone you know is now pregnant, if they ask you for advice, go for it, you know, answer what they're asking for. But if everyone's just kind of going out there giving their thoughts, it can be a little overwhelming. So I'm kind of happy we haven't gotten too many people kind of telling us what to do.
At all, which is, I also don't have that many people in my life that have had kids, so maybe that's why.
Will you film the birth? Yeah.
That's why Kyla's gonna be in the room.
Yeah, that's why we want Kyla in the room so that she can film for us. Because I don't want to be filming, I want to experience it.
She's not gonna be like filming the baby coming out.
No, but she'll be in the birth room with a camera.
We'll have a birth video basically.
How do you think Boo will be around the baby? I think he'll be great.
I think so too. He loves kids.
I mean, my sister has 3 kids, and he's been wonderful around them ever since he'd be introduced to them. And he seems to have like a very big, like affinity for babies. Because even when we watch movies and a baby cries, he's very attentive to it. It really like resonates with him.
He's like,
yeah. How long do you want to breastfeed if you can? Not until they're like 13. In Game of Thrones.
I don't know. When do people breastfeed till? These are things I probably should look up or talk to my OB about.
This one's interesting. It's not quite about the pregnancy. It's more about when the baby's here. Are you going to make them enroll in activities, example, swimming, like you did?
Yeah, 100%. I think we're going to put our son in as many activities and sports as we can and we can afford. And then like let him decide what he wants to do.
Yeah, it helps kind of shape like your character and helps the kid kind of learn themselves, because I did a lot of different sports growing up.
Same.
The one thing I didn't do much of because I got too into a lot of my sports was I never really did music.
Yeah, that's something that we want
to try to do that too, if we can juggle all of it. We don't know. It might end up getting too crazy.
Piano and guitar lessons for sure.
But like I did a lot of sports. I played soccer, I played baseball, I played hockey, I swam. I did karate. There were a lot of things I did, and it helped me figure out what exactly I liked, and it gives you kind of like drive. So I think it's a great idea to kind of let your kid explore different areas.
For sure. Plus the social aspect of it is really good.
That too. Let's show you guys. How do you open this?
Pull that out.
You pull that out. Oh, there you go. And you open. So you can get different sized boxes. And like I said, you can get a bunch of different toppings. Like you can mix and match whatever you want. But that's what they look like. Kind of like donut holes. It's just balls of fried dough. So these ones are cinnamon sugar, just like plain. And these ones are biscotti and hazelnut chocolate, so basically Nutella. But I think they don't say Nutella because they don't have licensing rights. But it's called Mr. Puffs.
I want a cinnamon sugar.
And they made nice and fresh ones for us. It's good?
Oh my god, it's so good.
What you should do on the next one, because I saw it, but you should turn it. After you bite it, show it reopen.
Oh yeah, you do that.
Well, mine's all messy. I'm just gonna one bite.
Oh, I was good. I just had these the other day because right before the Jonas Brothers concert,
You guys got them?
Catherine ordered some for our New York friends to try. Okay, wait, so
after you bite it in half, like before you go turn it and show, because it squishes and then it like reopens. See?
it's not reopening.
Kind of. That one didn't do it as much as your first one. Fail.
But do you like that sound?
It's got hazelnut chocolate on it and then crumbled up biscotti, if you guys have ever had biscotti before.
Can I try that half cheese one? I like how I just finished saying I'm not that hungry. Now I'm having my third one. They're actually really light on the inside.
They're not very dense, which is good.
Yeah, you can almost eat a lot of them without realizing.
It's good, huh?
Do I have anything in my teeth?
Okay, let me see if I can get this one to do it. I'm gonna bite it this way. Fail.
I don't think they opened, Dan.
The first one you bit, it did.
So a lot of people keep asking this, and we weren't saying anything at first because we thought it was a little bit too private, but
Yeah, like inappropriate, but
whatever, we'll talk about it. It's not like that big of a deal. So they want to know how we got pregnant on accident, if we weren't trying, if we were on birth control, or if we were using protection. So long story short, I haven't been on birth control for years just because it wasn't working for me, because it made me feel like not very good. So we were using condoms.
yeah. And
3 years.
condoms, I mean, any form of birth control is never 100% guaranteed. And it just was really lucky for us that it coincidentally happened accidentally at a time just before we were actually going to start thinking about trying. So
Yeah.
because it happened so close to that time, it wasn't as like intimidating or scary, because we were like, okay, it's a couple of months earlier than we were planning, but we already knew we were kind of in this place already.
It's just weird that like we had been doing it for years and it was fine.
Coincidentally, it's like your body knew. It's weird.
I know. Honestly, like, and even with protection, guys, like, it's not 100%, you know? So, like, if a condom breaks or for whatever reason, you don't know, even birth control is not 100%. So, there is always a risk and a chance. But I do think protection is important no matter what for sexually transmitted infections and all that kind of stuff. So, be careful with that kind of thing. This will be the last question that we talk about. Which type of food are you craving that you can't eat right now since you're pregnant? Burrata. Burrata cheese. I love burrata salads. I can't. Oh my god. Look at this, you guys. We actually finished it. I was like, there's no way we're gonna finish it. Well, this last one I'm gonna eat. I really thought there's no way.
They're a lot lighter than you think. Like, they're very kind of fluffy.
I think I had 4 or 5. How many did you get?
Well, it was 12. So if you had
So I had
4,
6?
if you had 4, I had 8.
Maybe I had 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely had more than you. I was kind of nonstop.
One other thing quickly about baby names. I addressed this in a vlog, but I'm going to put it in here too, just because people were so confused as to why we're not saying the baby's name. It's not like a YouTube trend or anything. We just don't want any judgment from anyone of the baby's name. Not even judgment. We mean like, oh, I know this person named this and I hate that name. Like things like that. You'd be surprised the amount of people that say things like that when you tell them the name before the baby's born. We're not even telling people in our own personal life. We have friends and family members that have given birth before and they never said the name until the baby came. So we just want to keep it that way.
If you want to tell the baby name, by all means do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just think that
We just don't want to.
yeah, I mean, people are always going to make kind of like opinions on it before, but once it's the name, it's a little bit harder for people to do that. So
They could still do it, but we won't be able to change it.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas
So,
beforehand, they were like, no, don't use that name. Pick something else. So yeah, that is it. I'm going to finish this. Hold on. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am so full. I feel like I need to go pee. And now I'm like so tired. This happens to me every single time we eat. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And don't forget, we also have a vlogging channel. And tomorrow is the first day of Vlogmas. We film on the 1st and upload on the 2nd. So if you guys want to subscribe there, we will see a vlog every single day. You'll get like bump dates and all that kind of stuff.
bump updates.
They're called bump dates, actually.
Oh, they're called bump dates?
That's what people comment. I don't know
I
if
thought it
that's
was
true. I don't know if that's a thing, but it is now.
I thought it was bump updates.
I mean, yeah, but I think they just put the name together.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to burp. We will see you guys in our next video, and if you have any video suggestions,
I thought you were done.
let us know if there's anything you want to see. Baby names we like won't be using. Baby, I don't know. Anything. Let us know. And we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye!